unlike anything you've ever heard before. The pinnacle of sound experience. Jacked and Canned. Featuring John Tessman and Colby Tyler. A place where you will get the information you crave and hear about the topics that you love. Presented by themselves. Coming to you from the basement, bar, and the bedroom. Sponsored by no one. Jacked and Canned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jacked and Canned. Joined as always by John Tessman. How are we doing tonight, buddy?
How's it going, Colbs? How's it going? I'm trying to do the split with my fingers here with the peace sign to cover up both the lights, both the light bulbs, and it's almost working. Maybe if I do that. Rock on! Here we go, Jacked and Canned listeners. Finally got it with the rock on symbol here, so that works out good, covering up the lights. Colbs, I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, John. I'm happy tonight. I'm happy.
I could tell you're happy. USFL is coming out. Seattle Kraken, they're trying. So, ladies and gents, if this is a spillover episode for you, very serious look by Colbs, by the way. Let's go ahead here. Let's take a little
You, I
there.
swear to God, you tonight. Just you.
So I am making you happy. So, ladies and gents, look at Colbs right there. That's a quick smile right there. And then, boom, YouTube listeners, that's the Colbs that we love near and dear to our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not checking out YouTube, make sure to go over there. Go check us out on our YouTube channel. We've been posting up all of our podcast episodes. We've been promising video for a year and a half. Well, it's here. The video is here out on YouTube. So please rate, review, subscribe, hit that subscription notification, blah, 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 and hit the little ding button to get notified when a new video goes viral.
Yes. Yeah. That's what we've been doing. We've just been going viral for a constant stretch of time.
That's what's happening. So if you want to join the craze and you want to go viral with us, let's do it up. Let's do it up. So
you can be part of viral.
You can be part of viral. Yes. So you want to be part of that? Come and join us. All right. It's a fun community, Jacked and Canned, literally everywhere. Colbs, we promise our audience a spillover episode over here of a little bit more of sports talk.
Yes.
So with that said, what else do you have in mind, my friend?
So a couple of the things we'll be talking about tonight on Jacked and Canned is we're going to talk a little bit about the NCAA March Madness tournament because this is very near and dear to my heart right now.
Colbs, wait, hold the phone. I put 25 cents on Villanova winning, and if they win, I win $3.25 if they win it all. So let's go Villanova.
Fair enough. So we will be talking a little bit about that. We will be talking a little bit about UFC and not in-ring things that have been going on, but we have 3 stories from the UFC world that have all happened within the last 24 hours, I believe.
Let me type this in. What the hell's going on?
Well, maybe not yet. Maybe let's get there when we get there. And
all right,
as always,
true,
we'll be cracking a cold one with Colbs.
I'll wait.
John, would you like me to start with some lesser subject matter? Or do you want me to dive right into one of the main topics?
Oh, dude, something a little bit less. Let's build it up.
Okay, that's fine. John, a conversation that I'm dying to have with you. Now that the NCAA football players can use their likeness to get revenue, is it now possible that we can get a new NCAA football game for all video gaming devices, and we can actually utilize for the first time ever player names rather than just have them be number 7 on Miami?
Damn, Colbs. That's an interesting topic, and I feel
it hit me last night. I'm like, why is nobody bringing this up?
Wow. Yeah, I feel like somebody should jump on that, and one person's going to hear this, and it's going to end up in the right hands of somebody.
I'm telling you, EA Sports, you guys you've got Madden already. Go ahead and make NCAA 2022, and you can now utilize the players' names. And yeah, you know what? Maybe they get some royalties off it. Fine. These guys aren't making all that much anyway. Go ahead and hand them some money.
True. Dude, I'm 100% with you. It's only going to help, I think, the brand. It's going to help NCAA. It's going to help the
It's going
players
to help
out.
EA Sports.
It's going to help EA Sports. I only see positives.
I would play NCAA football if it's coming out because like one of my favorite things to do, John, and you know this, and you've actually got me into some of this where with Madden, you will tell me, hey Colbs, who's the worst team on that game? I want you to go win a Super Bowl with them. Go ahead and start up a franchise. Because for me, I play on all Madden and I still just run everybody over. So I like to play with the worst team and figure it out. So when I'm doing NCAA, I like to take teams that aren't Alabama. I like to take teams that aren't whoever else. Clemson. I like to take the teams like, I start off with a team that I like Miami, and then I'll do like a USF, a team that's even a little bit lower down the ranks. And then eventually I get to the point where I'm trying to win it all with Fresno State. And it's like, there's no reason to be doing this, but there's been an NCAA football game since 2014. Like I want that back, and I now want it to have the players' names on there too, so I can feel the connection to the player other than it's just a player that kind of looks like the same player, and he's also wearing the same number. Like, and that's what the player's name is. It's just their name shows up as number 7, like the #7.
That's a reason why I never played those games. I found that to be like totally frustrating. I couldn't get behind it because it just I don't know. I didn't like the whole number thing as a name. I needed to see the name, dude. That's how I operate. It was like in some of the baseball games, like MVP baseball. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to go back in the memory bank here and remember some of the other ones that they had because for Xbox they stopped making them for quite a while. But anyways, it was like Barry Bonds being held out of some of those games. Well, that was weird because he had some other really strange names because you'd go and use the Giants lineup and you got like Miles Gotua and you're like, who's this? This is supposed to be Barry Bonds. He's got the same.
Players also have the ability to decline that option. So
True.
I know for like a lot of NBA 2K games, you won't often find Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on these games. You won't find a whole like now that he's retired, you don't really find Chris Bosh on these games. You don't find Charles Barkley on these games. These are players that have just declined to have their or Julius Erving as well. Players that you just don't see on the games. And I never know why. I've never looked into it, but I have noticed it.
I don't understand that. I wonder if that's I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you can throw that around all day with me, but at the end of the day, I want to be taking a skyhook with Kareem from the 1986 Lakers. Like that's part of what I want to do when I play NBA. Like I got 2 goals when I got an NBA video game. I want to do a my player, and I love doing my player in NBA 2K. It's my favorite aspect of probably any video game, Madden included. But on top of that, when you give me the classic teams, I want all the classic players. I don't want just some of the classic players. I don't want to play with Magic and James Worthy and not have Kareem. No. I want all 3 of them. That was what made the team. It was the 3 of those guys. It wasn't just Magic Johnson and James Worthy. It was also skyhooking Kareem out there, even though at the end of his career, yeah, he was averaging 14 points a game. I don't care. I want Kareem. He was part of the team.
Cole, something about video games real quick. We'll get back to the sports segment there, but I continue to buy video games still to this day. I just bought one the other day. I think it was Prototype 1 and Prototype 2 because I was like, oh, I remember those games from years ago. I'm like, maybe one day I'll play them. So, Colbs, my collection of games, I got like a whole stack. I have about 95% of them that I haven't even put in the freaking disc tray, bro. Like, I'm starting to wonder. I'm like, what am I doing?
I know the feeling, and here's why this rings a bell for me, John. I was actually having this thought last night because I really love Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, specifically San Andreas.
GTA 5 is still in the wrapper for me, bro.
Yeah,
still.
In GTA 5, Tim played it, and I remember that he had a blast playing it, and I actually had a pretty good time watching him play it. Like, that was actually a good enough storyline that I didn't mind watching him play it, and I'm not really big into that. But I I was looking at getting Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and they have this deal where you can get Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and San Andreas all in the same package, and you get them for
Whoa.
$60. I'm like, but
Whoa.
I don't want to play the other two. Like, not that I didn't like those games, but I don't care. I just want San Andreas. And on the PS4 bundle, that's all they have is the bundle. So
Oh.
I really want San Andreas, and I really don't want to have to sit here and like go online and find a used copy somewhere, get it shipped out. It might not work. I don't want to go through all that. I want to just download the damn game. But the problem is I can only get it in this bundle, and I don't want to spend $60 on a game that came out in like 2003.
Fair enough, man. Any of the Grand Theft Auto games I've never been able to beat. I've never been able
Oh,
to
no,
beat.
I've never made my way through any of them. The only exception, John, being the very first Grand Theft Auto that I had on the original PlayStation, because the storyline was not nearly as in depth as it ended up getting on almost all the other ones. Like the first two Grand Theft Autos were just basic, kind of like they were 2D games. That's how old these things were. And then when it morphed into what it's become, it happened quick, man. Like the second that they did Grand Theft Auto 3, it just became everything was just bang, bang, bang. What's our newest technology? What can we do? Can we do a storyline here? Can we get Samuel L. Jackson to be a cop? Yeah, we can. It was just everything launched right at you. So I'm doing this with a couple of things right now. That was one of them. I saw that Madden, the latest Madden that was out from last year, is now down to $20, and I'm like, nope, just wait till the next one. Wait till the next one.
But are you actually going to do the next one? Because you tell yourself you're going to do it.
No, I'm gonna do the next one. I got to do the next one. I there's no way around it. I can't go another year without getting the new Madden, and I have to get a new NBA because my player. It turns out that after 2 years, they turn off your my player, so you don't have access to it anymore. So I can't even play it. Yeah, no, they connect it to the online service, so your my player goes away after they've come out with 2 other video games. As soon as 2021 was released, or 2K21, they cut off all the online functions in 19, with the exception of just like online, like exhibition game shit.
That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
It is. Oh, I hate it, but it does make it so now, like, I have to get the new NBA when it comes out too. So I'll be shelling out $150 on games this fall,
guaranteed.
But in the meantime, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I really want to play Grand Theft Auto. Also, John, I know I had told you last week, but I got to get the Xbox 360 controller too, because my damn Hitman, I can't even play that without sprinting. So
I love that.
Like, I'm going to be shelling out so much money that I don't necessarily want to be shelling out for just video games.
I love it. So you have, hold up. You got an Xbox controller. Okay. You got the new Madden, the new NBA. You got Grand Theft Auto, specifically San Andreas, for Xbox or for PlayStation 4?
That'll be for the PS4. It's going to be a downloaded bundle.
So, yeah, dude, you're going to be shelling out some cash. You're going to be selling us some coin on some video games.
Yeah, no, all in all, we're probably talking about a little over $200. I'm like, God damn it.
Ladies and gents, buy the GameStop stock now, because Colbs is going shopping.
Yeah, seriously.
Colbs, you're going to leave there. You're going to leave there and you're going to walk out. And you're going to be like, yeah, I got a PS5, which, by the way.
No, I'm not going there.
Here. Do you plan on getting a PS5 or a new Xbox? Because me, I don't right away. Maybe in like 3-4 years, but not right now.
I'll probably get a PS5 right around the time that the PS6 comes out.
Same.
I honestly, I don't ever feel a need to have the newest system. I just want to be able to play the same Maddens, 2Ks, and if they just keep giving me San Andreas, I'll keep taking it. Like, there's not a lot in the way of gaming that I'm a part of. I don't need to be the new age. I don't need to be the person that has all the new stuff. That's not really me. What I need is to be able to play the newest Madden, the newest NBA, and it doesn't have to be on the newest system. Whatever system. I don't give a shit. You can put the things out on Xbox 360 again. I'll still buy them for that.
Now, that's actually, that's an interesting point. Imagine if they start releasing games on some of the retro consoles in the future. Colbs, money making freaking dia. They won't do it though because they want you to force you to a new console.
Well,
but
yeah, that's why I got the PS4 is because they stopped making the new Madden and NBA on the Xbox 360. Otherwise, I'd only be playing that.
if they did though, for those more retro gamers, I feel like that would be a pretty cool business decision. Just occasionally, not all the time, but randomly. Like
I think they'd have to put the cost on it very high
Yeah.
because there's only a finite amount of people that like using the retro gaming systems. So, John, another topic that I want to get out here real quick, and we'll do this a little bit here before we go to break, and then we'll come back with the cool subjects after. So, just because I know that Zach and Hector listen to the show,
Zach and
especially
Hector, love you guys.
Yes, breaking down the tape. Shout out as always. We love you guys. And I was playing Madden myself, and I realized in the franchise that I had most recently started with at the time the Washington Redskins, who in my Madden 19, they don't change their name, so they're still the Redskins. They happen to I've made it now into 2027 or 2028. And I noticed a team come along in 2026 that threw me off. It was just a new franchise. And most of the time when you see these, it's just that one of the franchises moved. And I didn't really think anything of it for the couple of seasons I've been in the league with them. But I happened to notice when I was looking through the record books of the NFL that one brought up that it was from this franchise. And I'm like, okay, I know that name, and I know that that's not somebody that's new. That was somebody from the 80s. So I went back and I looked as to who that player was just to make sure that I had the team right, even though I thought I did. So for breaking down the tape, what if I told you, and to all Jets fans, what if I told you in 2026 that the New York Jets would move to Austin, Texas? Would you still be fans? And then additionally, what if I told you that they changed their name to the Austin Bats?
I love how you just said that.
I was like, that is the worst goddamn team name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, the Austin Bats. Bats?
B-A-T-S. Bats, bats, bats.
You know what? Colbs, like Ozzy Osbourne, apparently ended up eating a bat out of, on stage, not eating the full thing, but biting it, nibbling on it, I should say, giving a little love nib.
Took its head off, John.
A nibble. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it PG. What the hell you want me to say?
Hey, just bit into it and just ripped the head clean off.
There you go. So, BATS. I don't know. Like people should have started chanting that then when Ozzy did that. Bats, bats, bats. Maybe the Jets could be the new Bats. I'm here for it. I like it. I think it's great. Let's do it.
All right, fair enough. John, speaking of bats, there was something that came to mind for me. When I was a teenager, I witnessed my stepbrother. We had a lot of fruit bats in Florida because we had a lot of fruit trees. And there was a bat that was coming, right around sunset. And as you know, bats don't see very well, so he was flying a little bit out of order. My brother hit this thing right in the face, dead on, with a flip-flop. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, could not have nailed this thing more precisely. I was honestly just surprised with how well he was able to do so. And you can't really blame him. I mean, if a bat's flying at you, you're gonna react. Like you don't want the bat just making a nest on you. So it wasn't like he was just like, oh, I'm gonna get me this bat. The bat was coming right at him, and he just whipped off a flip-flop real quick and just wah. It was ultimate precision.
Well, hell yeah, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I think I might have, well, no, I would say I think I might do the same exact thing, but I really wouldn't. I'd run away. Bats scare the hell out of me because of, I don't know, rabies and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'd have to skip. Colbs, you would have to protect me with that very situation, man, by taking out that bat. I'm not going down. BATS. Ladies and gents,
Bats.
BATS. We're going to be right back
Bats.
with a crack and a cold one segment here with Cole.
No, John, let's finish this up by chanting that on the way out. BATS.
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 Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cracking a Cold One with Kolbs. And here's the cool thing about this, John, or well, maybe cool, maybe not. I accidentally cracked a beer before while we were in the break there, not thinking to do it when this happened. So right now I have 2 beers. So this is the segment where I'm going to drink a beer for right now, and John is going to tell the audience something he finds fun or interesting. John, go ahead.
All right, ladies and gents. So I know we did talk a little bit about Grand Theft Auto. Now, I do want to point this out here. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas ended up coming out in 2004. Colbs, 2004. Damn it. That doesn't seem like that long ago. That was our childhood. Now, let's kick this back. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Colbs, you got a guess?
02.
You're 100% correct. Damn. That's good. How about Grand Theft Auto 3?
2000.
2001. Colbs, Grand Theft Auto 2.
Oh, 99.
Yeah, weird that you got that one. Okay. And Colbs, Grand Theft Auto 1. There's no way you're getting this.
98.
Damn. 97. Close. So Grand Theft Auto's been around for a long time. Now, here's my question. Why the hell did they come out with so many games within a couple of years? And then,
Well, back then there wasn't as much to put into making a game. Now it's like a full-blown movie when you make those things. So there's so much going into it. Like to keep the storyline going too, because they hire actual voice actors and everything.
oh, true.
You have to put a real production into it. I feel like making a video game is maybe harder than making a movie when it's one of those kind of games where it's so interactive and there's so much you can do beyond just here's the missions, where video games used to be something that you would play and it would just be a level. You'd beat the level and you go to the next level, and then you beat that level, you go to the next level. But they made these things so damn interactive. You don't have to play the game of Grand Theft Auto to play Grand Theft Auto. You can just roam around and do whatever the hell you want and do your own. You can make your own damn storyline.
That is so true. You could do your own thing. It's kind of like timeless. It just continues and continues and continues. So, Colbs, I don't know, man. I'm pretty damn fired up for it. Grand Theft Auto 5, this caught me really off guard. Damn, I'm feeling old. Could you take a guess at what year that one ended up coming out in? I don't know if I feel good right now about this. It has me a little worried. It's going to catch you off guard.
Maybe 2016.
I would have said the same thing. Believe it or not, Colbs, 2013.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
actually, you know what? That does make sense now that I'm thinking of the timelines, because I had it in my head that it was much more recent, but I also should have kept in mind, because I watched him play it. I lived with Tim. I started dating Michelle in 2017. So I should have known that it couldn't have been 2016 because I wasn't living with Tim a year before I moved in here.
Fair enough. So cheers to that. Cheers to the whole Grand Theft Auto series, but cheers to realize that we're getting older by looking at a game that was released almost 10 years ago and they still haven't released number 6. Colbs, what the hell's cracking a cold one about?
So, John, for the first time ever in Jack and Can history,
what the?
I don't necessarily have a reason for cracking a cold one tonight. And I gave some thought to it, but I just wanted to get to what our other topics will be tonight. And I don't have a reason for cracking a cold one other than you're listening to Jack and Can, baby. We're always cracking a cold one. It doesn't matter. You'll get one next week. Don't worry about it.
I love it. And that was like the first time in many, many weeks that I actually put up the banner that says cracking a cold one.
Of course.
That would be the 1 week. Colbs.
Story breaking.
So to go back to the whole video game point of view here, right? Okay. Favorite place to buy them is GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart. Let's throw in good old Circuit City in there just because they're no longer around. I get that. Toys R Us. Ooh, I got a Toys R Us question for you after you answer this. Hang on, I'm not done. FYE.
I didn't think you were.
FYE.
Yep.
Walmart. Radio Shack. All right, so I give you about 6, 7, 8 options there. Who you choosing?
I always found that GameStop was the best way to get games just because they typically have whatever it is that you need. Although they are significantly smaller. I found a pretty high hit rate with Best Buy as well. I would give them a number 2.
No Toys R Us? Did you not sell video games?
No, we sold video games. We typically sold children's video games. It was not very often that we would have a more mature rated video game. So I could get my Maddens, I could get my NBAs. But if I want a Grand Theft Auto, probably better off going somewhere else.
I'm with you. Fair enough, man. I remember literally the days of being checked for an ID of PG-13 movie, rated R movie, actually going to the movie theater. There was no Netflix.
I still get carded going to the movie theater. I'm like, you guys got to be kidding me. I do not look like I'm under 17.
No, you don't.
They still card me, John.
At the movie theater?
And only at the movie theater. I can walk into any bar in America and they're like, yep, you're definitely 21. And I'm walking to a movie theater. They're like, I'm going to need to see some ID. I'm like, what? What about me shouts I'm 16 years old? Like, there's nothing about me. Look at me. I do not look 16. I look like I'm in my 30s. Most people assume that I'm almost 40. Most of the time when I ask people, how old do you think I am? They say things like, 35. Like that's what I usually get. I do not look 17. Stop carding me.
I hope you continue to get card for the rest of your life.
You know what? Now that's what cracking a cold one is tonight.
Yes.
You know what, movie theaters? Yes. I'm over you. I'm over you and your bullshit. I'm telling you right now, movie theaters, get it together. I understand you're supposed to card people at a package store if they look like they're under 40. I understand that if you're selling cigarettes, they should look like they're under 30. But we're talking about a movie theater. Do I look like a child? I don't think I look like a child. I'm pretty confident that there's one thing I don't look like, and it's youthful. I'm sure that I look just as old as I am, or even older. I am 31 years old. If you ask me for my ID again, I'm going to hand you my goddamn AARP card.
Colbs, the most natural cracking a cold one segment in the Jacked and Canned history on Jacked and Canned episode. Colbs, now talking about getting ID'd, do you have any fun stories about getting ID'd back in the day where you either didn't have it on you, you were underage, just anything kind of funny like that comes to mind?
John, in the most boring way possible, I have never been carded without my ID because I always make sure it's on me. I have like an OCD thing and I check my wallet all the time to make sure it's there. And
I can't picture that from you. Ladies and gents, if you knew Colbs a couple of years ago, you would not think that your ID would be the number one thing that you'd be carrying on
John,
you.
it's my access pass. That's why I always make sure. So the other
True.
piece of that, John, is you asked about underage. And when I was underage, I have gotten alcohol as an underage person, but I just knew what places wouldn't look.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I've never, dude, you know what? That's one thing. When I was underage, I never tried to buy it. I never went into a restaurant and even attempted to order it. Oh, I take that back. Flashback. Actually, a bar room / club in Danbury, Connecticut, when I was going down there to school. And we went to these really shady clubs, man, right in downtown. And we were like 19, 20. We're like, oh my God, this is so cool. We just got into this like club and everybody's playing pool. And I'm like, yeah, let's play pool. Woo. Like, I've never been so jazzed to play pool and order a drink. I'm like, I'm drinking a Bud Light and I'm playing pool, baby. Yeah, like rock on. I don't know. That was one of the highlight moments of my life. Being 19, 20 years old, ordering a Bud Light and thinking I'm the big man on campus playing a game of pool. Damn, that was what it was all about for me. Cheers to that.
Hey, I get it. I do remember back in those days. And one of the things we used to do is when we were like 18, we could get into this one club. It was called Upper on the Rocks. And
Oh my
we
God, I
would go
remember that.
there.
Was that in Hartford?
Yes. And they would let you in at 18. And what they would do is they'd give you like a wristband or whatever if you were 21 so you could drink. But the girls, it didn't matter. They got drinks regardless. And we all just had to kind of stand there like, God damn it. And occasionally, you might be able to get somebody to grab you a beer, just, pass time or whatever. But for the most part, as a male going to this club, you would get like a max of 2 drinks.
Fair enough, man. It happens. If you're, female ladies night, whatever it is, it seemed to be happening like this. I will say though, damn, now that I look back at the past, I really wasn't into the underage kind of drinking. That makes it sound bad. I had drinks. What I mean is not buying them or going out. Colbs, we need to get into the time machine. We need to go back and I need to correct this. We need to go out
Metaverse.
together. Are you down?
Yeah, we already figured it out. We're going to do it in the metaverse.
Yes, the metaverse, we're going to be doing this, okay? We're going to return to like 18, 19 years old just so we can do this very thing and go to Up Around the Rocks.
We're gonna go do illegal shit.
Yes. We're going to go to
All
that
right,
same
John.
exact bar that you went to.
So we still haven't gotten into either of the major topics that I had brought up at the beginning of the episode. So between the NCAA tournament and between the UFC out of the ring stuff, what would you prefer to talk about first, John?
UFC. I'm curious. What the hell's going on if you said it has nothing to do with the actual fights?
So we got 3 stories that all took place somewhere over the course of the last maybe 72 hours. So first of which, John, you know how I told you that the last UFC event that I watched was the Masvidal Covington fight?
Yeah.
So they've continued the feud, and Masvidal evidently found out where Colby Covington was having dinner last night, and well, he went there and he kind of just walked in and beat the shit out of him and left. And Colby Covington currently, from what I hear, is missing a tooth. And there was like 4 guys with Masvidal that were looking for trouble as well. And Covington just kind of got his ass out of there, or really back in there, because it was when he was on his way out and he ran back into the steakhouse to call the cops. So Jorge Masvidal, one thing that he has kind of mentioned over the course of his career, I remember after he beat Ben Askren, they had questioned him about him throwing punches, and there's kind of a quote going around with him with that where they asked, well, those punches weren't necessary, and he just cuts off whatever they were going for, the reporter, and he goes, the punches were super necessary. And he's like, no, I'm not kidding. If I see that dude in the Whole Foods, he still has to watch himself. And all I'm thinking to myself is, this seems like kind of the same behavior. He saw Colby Covington in a steakhouse and said, well, this dude's still got to watch himself. And yeah, he attacked him. So Masvidal got himself into some trouble. And granted, not anything has been, confirmed necessarily, but it sounds pretty clear cut that that's what happened. And I assume that at this point, it's just kind of in the questioning phase as far as the police work goes on it. But I assume that we'll see some type of charges towards Masvidal here.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. That's something like, that's WWE kind of stuff. Like, that ain't even real life. Like, what the hell is that? Like Stone Cold jumping Booker T inside of a grocery store.
John, there's another one very similar to this. And that's going to be the last one that I give you. I do just want to quickly point out that Conor McGregor was arrested today for driving recklessly. However, he passes drug and alcohol screenings. So evidently he was just on his way to the gym driving like an asshole. So I don't want to make too much of that. I don't want to make that a blow up spot. Obviously, I love Conor. I'm a huge Conor fan, but I did want to point that out because it was another UFC story from outside the ring. But John, the other one, Chael Sonnen, he was having dinner with his wife, and there was a bunch of dudes. I will just make the assumption, I have not heard this reported, but I will make the assumption these men were drunk. And they were making lewd comments toward his wife, and Chael Sonnen got up and beat the shit out of 5 dudes. Yeah, and I'm talking legitimately was like knocking dudes out, elbows, fists, just everything flying. Chael Sonnen just knocked out a bunch of dudes. So there's been some kind of fun things, and I realize I probably shouldn't have used the word fun there, but Chael Sonnen, he's obviously not doing MMA these days, or at least professionally. I'm sure that he still is keeping himself in shape, but Chael Sonnen, who's even out of it, is still out there just able to, okay, you guys are saying some shit, I got this. And all I can think to myself, because he did get arrested for what he did, and
he did?
Yes, he did. No, I'm sure he's been released since then, but because honestly, a lot of times, I think of it this way, John, a bar fight, more often than not, you're only going to get in so much trouble unless you really mess somebody up.
True.
So more or less, just these UFC guys, man, they're crazy. They're absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I don't want to get on any of their bad sides. Ooh, I just got the chills. That's a sign. I don't want to get on any of their bad sides, man. It was a Casper, the friendly ghost in here. He's trying to watch my back. You know what, dude? What the hell does Dana White do? Like, UFC, they're going off. They're getting crazy. I mean, Masvidal, I don't know how that looks. There's got to be some sort of charges, unless it's kind of like a scripted kind of thing and it's meant to build up another fight.
No, I think with that, I don't think this was scripted by any means. And also, for what Dana's going to do, there's two things to this as far as what I've thought. One of which is what Dana will say, and one of which is what Dana wants. And Dana will say that this is terrible. This is not what he wants in his sport. He won't stand for this. But ultimately, this breeds excitement.
It does.
And this keeps a lot of these guys' names out there as something that he can utilize to make himself more money. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure Dana White would actually prefer that more of his fighters did shit like this. He will say that that's not the case, but I don't think that that is what Dana White actually thinks, if you really were able to dig deep down into what Dana White's actually thinking and feeling. Now, John, do you want me to lighten it up here for you? Go to the NCAA tournament.
Let's lighten it up, man, and close out the topic. Close out this episode with the
All
NCAA.
right, John. So here's what's up. Currently, I am leading in the March Madness bracket that I have with 6 of my friends. Granted, obviously, one of them, as I had mentioned last week, did not fill one out. So he
let's go Villanova.
So Villanova is who I have losing in the finals, but I do have them making it there, which nobody else in my particular bracket did. So if Villanova wins, that is a good thing for me because that means that that means everybody else's team would have lost along the way, and I would have them going the furthest. So I'm good with Villanova winning. I have Gonzaga winning. But I do want Villanova to keep going. And John, there are 3 important ass games for me this week that we are going to be taking or witnessing taking place, and we are going to be following. John, first of which is going to be the Gonzaga is playing whoever the hell they're playing. I don't remember who these teams are playing, John. But Gonzaga needs to win. Whoever Gonzaga is playing, Gonzaga needs to win. Secondarily, I need Arizona. They can win one more week, but I need Arizona to get the hell out of there because that's who everybody else has winning this damn thing except for one guy who also has Gonzaga like me. So I need Arizona to get the hell out of my way. So I'll be rooting for Houston tomorrow night or Friday night, whichever night it is, because I don't remember which games are taking place, which nights, because we'll be doing 2 rounds here. Thursday, Friday will be the Sweet 16, and then the Elite 8 will be over the weekend. So we have our Final 4 for next weekend. So we need Arizona to lose, or we want Arizona to lose. It's not something we need, but it's something we really want. And we really, really want Villanova to win. Because Villanova is what puts me ahead of everybody else. It's Gonzaga, Villanova is the 2 teams that I need to make it to the end. And as long as the 2 of them make it
Come
there,
on, Villanova.
I couldn't give a shit less which one of them wins because I'll have already won.
Well, you know how I stand. I bet 25 cents on them, so I bet the house. So I need them to win.
I need Kansas and North Carolina to both go bleed themselves, by the way. I need both of them to just stay away because they might ruin everything because they both look really good right now. And I don't want either of them ruining this for me.
They will. They will. They're going to go away. Your wish has been granted. You just rub this genie in a bottle and I grant you your wish.
If John is a genie, do we call you the Johnny?
Ooh, the Johnny the Genie. You like how I had to take my other hand down to put it on.
Yeah, there's going to be podcast listeners that hear that are like, just what the hell is John doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, I'm going to plug it again. YouTube channel, Jacked and Canned. Go check us out. Go, of course, check out Breaking Down the Tape. Okay, this has been another episode of the Jacked and Canned Show.
And Canned.
So, ladies and gents, make sure to stay tuned. If you haven't checked out the Sports Roundtable episode, make sure you go ahead and give that a listen. Colbs, just say it again. Who are we?
We